if you can hold light, basically they showed me,
yes.
if you're a human being and you can hold light, your light will transmit to any spirits you're connected to, like angels and guides. So even if they're demonic now or they are not fully good, they will be made fully good by the light. So it's very important to be able to hold the light right now. And if you're holding light, you're going to be safe wherever you are. You're going to always be safe because somebody's going to be looking after you. The point is, what happens is all this is happening inside of our consciousness, our collective. Apparently, we really have a collective unconsciousness, and all these big programs that work inside of all of us. So what we see with when people start looting and doing bad stuff, we see that's just the chaos, and these people probably are going to get COVID or something, or they're going to get killed or put in prison.
That's the thing.
You know?
I mean,
because they're bringing it upon themselves because this is the great dividing. People are putting themselves in positions where they're going to get hurt.
And I say that's the thing you can always focus. As outraged as I am, I'm so proud of and grateful to all the people that came out just to clean up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got to say some shit, just a positive attitude and a positive effort in a negative situation.
There's good people
blessed
protesting,
thing you can see.
Doing it peacefully. You
know, people handing out donuts.
Yeah.
People handing out water. Just like, look, man, these guys have tore it down. Let's clean it up.
Yeah.
I mean, they tore it down. Let's build it back up. And I'm so proud of LA for getting together. Everyone, everywhere in my country.
Yeah.
It's such a horrible, awful time. Trying to show some positivity in the face of such utter negativity. You know what I mean? And that is one thing that has survived since the LA riots and has gotten better.
It's true.
That people just said, look, man, you can't stop those people. You can't even channel them. You just got to let them do what they're going to do. And then you go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's what I said. It's kind of like I said, wheat from chaff, man. Let them do what they're going to do. You can't focus too much attitude and attention on
like,
them.
When I saw this happen,
put all your own positive energy.
Sorry.
I cut you off. I did you.
I see this happening, and it's just like the riots. It's just bigger. But it's a bigger response.
It's not wrong to feel peaceful. That's the best thing you can do.
Exactly.
Like Iris says, it's wrong to feel peaceful. When there's so much, the best thing you can do, we got to remember, we're all like little tuning forks. We receive, but we also transmit.
Yeah.
So we got to be the ones when everyone's just going, bing, chaos.
Yeah.
You got to be like, no, peace. You know what I mean? This will pass. This will resolve itself. People aren't going to turn their back on this. It's not going to go away. This is a worldwide event. The scrutiny of the entire globe is on us and on this man who did this horrible, heinous deed. So it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? We just got to relax. We got to be calm, but determined, and just if you could be peaceful.
Yeah.
Peacefully say, no, man, we just want to know that all 3 officers are going to be charged.
Yeah, like I said, there's good peaceful protests going on. They're going to be going on all through Thursday because his funeral is Thursday.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge, and it's important that people speak out as safely as possible because I do think some of the people who are rioting and looting are going to end up being exposed more to COVID. People are saying COVID's not real. I'm told that that's a boomer thing to say, but
yeah,
well,
folks are respirators, man, or any one of the thousands of people out there that are just working their asses off day and night
I'm
to
like,
do
if what I saw is true, this is the way people are going to weed themselves out without realizing it. They're going to put themselves in harm's way by getting themselves sick by not being peaceful, social distancing a bit, and keep it. And like the protesters are trying to social distance. They're trying, and they know they're taking their lives into their hands anyway. So it's like they're being very brave, really. What do you say?
I'll call myself that. You're brave.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that whole thing, but it's like I guess they're just describing it. Now they're telling me it's about a mindset.
It really is. Like everything else in life.
I guess.
Your chronological age only is so much of a determinant.
Yeah.
You yourself determine.
Yeah.
Your mindset and your maturity and what particular ages you want to draw that from. Personally, I try to draw everything from as far back as human recorded history has, because that gives you some perspective.
Yeah, he's very into the past.
There's nothing like looking at how crappy things were in Greek and Roman times and like, okay, look at all the things we've come through up till this point, up till now, to get where we are, to have what we have, to do what we do, and look at the incredible, almost cosmically, hilariously horrible disparity between the fact that we literally have people in space for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a huge accomplishment.
We put someone into orbit, and as they're floating there above this beautiful big blue marble, That's all they can see is the earth. They can't see the pain or the suffering or the wants or the deprivation. You know what I mean? I remember that scene in the hills in L.A. one time. That, you know, there's this beautiful band of gleaming jewels, and I'm like, it's so ironic because all you can see is the best up here. You don't see the want, as I say, or the need or the grief or the despair.
I mean,
you know
what's interesting about that is it sounds like an analogy, but it's actually not, because when you're at a higher level, a super high level of consciousness, when you're just seeing the bigger patterns that unfold, that's how it looks. It does work out on a bigger scale. Everything works out on a bigger scale. It's just on the smaller scale where there might be a perversion, but it works itself out. So with us who are suffering here, but by the time it gets out, it works itself out. It doesn't, just like the ozone layer healed itself. I overestimated human, you know what I mean? The human's ability to destroy stuff because the ozone layer is fine. And I'm fairly sure that there is enough water that if somebody wanted to release it, they could, but I don't want them to do that because we're really being arrogant with our use of the earth. Anyway, I want us to treat it better, you know, instead of just taking advantage of it.
I just want to say, I want to check out a Carl Jung quote real quick, because again, in this time of people, you know, playing stupid games and doing idiotic stuff, you know, ostensibly to benefit society, you know, I want to remember how many people down themselves and put themselves in a horrible situation karmically and then don't have the will to acknowledge it. So Jung said, "It is often tragic to see how blatantly a man bungles his own life and the lives of others, yet remains totally incapable of seeing how much the whole tragedy originates in himself and how he continually feeds it and keeps it going. Not consciously, of course, for consciously he is engaged in bewailing and cursing a faithless world that proceeds further and further into the distance. Rather, it is an unconscious factor which spins the illusions that veil his world. And what is being spun is a cocoon, which in the end will completely envelop him." And I know, because I was that man. And I did delude myself with stupidity and ignorance. And I spun a cocoon, and I stayed long enough, and I was lucky. I actually managed to break free.
Yeah.
I broke my rusty cage, and you better believe I really am.
I mean, people, it may come off like we support darkness. We don't.
No, not in any way, not in any shape, not in any form. You know?
I am not ashamed to say that I've walked through fire, that I've learned the dark stuff. I'm not afraid to learn dark things because I know that I can trust myself. Not everybody can, and that's cool. If you don't want, if you feel like good, that's fine. But I can learn stuff, and I wouldn't use it for bad. I know that there's a high price to pay, and I don't want to pay it. I'm the one making myself pay the price. So
dark magic and black magic and the lower stuff seems really attractive, especially when you're frustrated or angry or you feel that there's not a more viable solution to things.
Yeah.
But truly one of the strongest things you can do for yourself is just be positive to yourself, to your family, those around you. Truly wish good things for yourselves and others, and wish, you know, I call it the 777-888 thing. 777, G7 letter alphabet, all that's good and green and growing.
Yeah. 777.
H is the eighth letter alphabet, all that is helpful, holy, and healing. 888. So I gotta go with, man.
Yeah.
If you like the 666 thing, that's cool. I get it. A lot of people dig it. I'm not begrudging anyone. There's got to be balance in life. Some people got to be yin, some got to be yang. Yeah. And don't forget, there's always that little dot of the other on the inside. I just think personally, especially at times when there's so much darkness around it, I think it's a little smarter to concentrate on the light. But
I do think that certain energies attach themselves to symbols like numbers, like the 666, because I've seen the 666 try to interfere in my life, almost like it was a living being, which apparently, according to Tote, if you read the extended Emerald tablets, which I think are real, even if they're channeled work. I definitely believe in them, okay? But even if that, what was I saying?
Numbers on.
Yeah, he said that the numbers were alive, and they are alive in the extended Emerald tablets. They are alive. The numbers, we are living in a computer, and the numbers are the base parts of the program that we come from. And it's literally true because all of sacred geometry, anything you look into, you'll find out that the stars and the planets and everything are laid out on sacred geometric patterns. Every single one.
There's a great Disney movie, ironically, called Donald Duck in Math Magic Land.
It is. It's great.
It's probably one of the most occult cartoons ever.
It is.
I mean, if for nothing else, you actually see Donald go with a pentagram upside, writes it up in his hand, the Pythagorean symbol.
Yeah.
That's just cool for that. And they break down the correlation between music, math, all
they
that kind
do,
of
and
stuff.
they make it very, literally, they talk about how the tone, the length of the chord, and that you pluck will create this tone, and then if you shorten it, it creates, it's all math. It's all fractions, Music is nothing but math you can hear. And music is very powerful. It's got a lot, it really can change your whole energy, your whole vibration, It's beautiful that way. Like, and it's this magnificent tapestry once you can see it, but there do get to be these little perversions and knots in reality like we're in right now. Like, where our reality is a very strange reality.
There's a lot of discordant tones being played, and I know that sounds like some, I don't know, new age crap, but it's really true.
It's literally how it works. They have actually seen ships, cylindrical ships that maintain the rings of Saturn. Okay, and the rings of Saturn, when a sound engineer looked at those, he said that was sound. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
basically
real.
a giant ice LP in space.
Yeah. It's
the longest long playing phonograph you ever saw.
Exactly. Literally the Saturn matrix is real, and it's based on sound. It's the way that sound of that thing hits us. It makes everything discordant here.
I believe, it's either the first or second thing in the Kabbalah on the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, but the correspondence is all is vibration.
Yeah.
All is vibration. Everything vibrates. There's nothing that doesn't vibrate. What we call cold is actually just things vibrating that much slower to us relatively. Same thing with heat. Oh, that's hot. Well, technically, no, and technically yes as well, in terms of sense that there's not no such thing as heat or cold, relatively, obviously, but they're experiential sensations relative to one's own being or set or frame. Obviously, to a puddle of lava, a big lighter's not hot, but to my hand, it sure as hell is.
Yeah.
And everything is vibrating. Fire's vibration. My chair's vibration. You know what I mean? And so they say so.
Let me see real quick if I can invite some other people.
Okay.
But go ahead, talk. You can keep talking. I'm just curious how this works.
There's so many angry people and so much genuine frustration and everything's going on. Yeah, that vibration gets raised to a fever pitch, and we really don't realize how much it can affect us unconsciously, until we can get to a place very, very far away from a large number of people and start to process and say, wow, there's a lot of discordant energy kind of bitten around.
I can't work it yet. Sorry. I'm still trying to learn how to make this, how to invite people and stuff. That's usually what I do. Sorry.
You shouldn't have moved it in the first place.
I shouldn't have moved it. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have moved it in the first place.
I shouldn't have. I just wanted to try.
I know.
Okay.
And again, I have nothing against Facebook per se, but especially they got all stupid with her over something as dumb as saying parallel universe.
It was literally. It's literally, I'm going to talk about that since I can here.
Yeah, you might as well, since you got banned for it. Go ahead.
Basically, they're particles that only go one way into the Earth, okay?
Namely down.
They only go down. They only go into the Earth. And they've detected them coming out, but it's impossible for them to come out, which means that the particles must be traveling backward in time, which implies a backward-moving universe parallel to ours. It's just particle stuff. It's not like they found a portal to another dimension.
Right.
It's just particle stuff that they think means this.
Black Man's treasure didn't bob up on the sand, all full of shiny doubloons. It's literally, she said, a thing of particles.
It's literally the kind of thing Sheldon would be ecstatic to find out if the show is still on. Like, literally, he wanted to find proof of other universes. This would be the kind of thing that if Sheldon discovered it, would have made his career, okay? It's really a big deal as far as particles go, because these particles are known to only go the one direction. So the fact they've detected them at the South Pole not doing that is totally weird. It's exactly the kind of thing that the character was working on in the show, if I recall, And it's like, so it is a really cool thing. It's just not such a big deal that they should have made a huge deal about it and banned me over that and over articles from legitimate sources like Vice, okay? That's between them and Vice as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I'm passing on what I consider
about body harvesting and saying, and here's the thing, whether you believe in it, agree with it, in terms of aliens or not, it is a known fact that the Chinese do this, right?
Yeah.
So how hard would it be if you were an extraterrestrial entity to kind of slip in there, undercover, so to speak, and just, you know what I mean? Like in the hundreds of thousands of people being slaughtered in processes. What's one or two more? You know what I mean?
People have seen horrible things, like bodies